Hello. Thank you for checking in. It is Monday, a regular feature of Live with Lorielle. I didn't have the short. Oh, there's like no lag today on YouTube. That's how quick it is. Wow. Woohoo! So it is halfway motivational Monday, semi-motivational, just kind of motivating you to get you halfway good enough. Don't work too hard. You're making the rest of us look bad. Stop trying so hard. Semi-motivational Monday. 'Cause, yeah, just do just enough to get by. Hey. Hello. I have a different outfit on. I've been obsessed with my little shortals. Actually, I have a different, Friday I had these on with a blue and white striped t-shirt. Now I have a red and white striped t-shirt. And yes, I've been wearing my shortals all weekend because I'm obsessed with different shirts underneath because they got smelly. But, you know, I'm sure you all have a 5-year-old or a 3-year-old that you know that does the same thing. Yeah. So yeah, these are my little short overalls, and they have blue and then they have stripes. So they have stripes and blue. And I'm obsessed. David Jones says, wait, I thought you were a 12-year-old boy. Well, 5-year-old girls and boys do that when you have your favorite shirt. Though if I have to say a word like John Boner or Winter's Bone, yeah, I'm a 14-year-old boy who still can't say something like that without giggling. But hello. Oh no, and Wing Doggy still has no sound. I'm sorry, Wing Doggy. I don't know why that is, but hello. Well, let me say hello to everybody. Allura Star and Shocker and Sturgis Guy and Tesis and House of Dave and Sam and St. Clinton and Eric and Petey and Tim and Ryan and Photo and Philip Chandler and Mark Mean and Star Raven and Star Raven and Fairies Lover and Lucky Girl and Azure Yusuf and the Cram and Marcel and Mrs. Jonas and Mrs. Tomlinson and the Cram and Marcel and Jim Dandy and Sturgis Guy and Bill Knaus and Scott Kimmis and Joe Barney and Red Stapler and John McCain and N1 QOV and Blair Cooper and Brett and Terry Sue and Cosmic Joe and Jay Dahlman and Wooten Swede and who am I missing? Max and Kata Kata and Wing Doggy and Sam and St. Clinton, and I think I got everybody. Hopefully I'm not missing anyone. Hello. Thank you for checking in. Great to see everybody. Hope you had a good weekend. It's kind of gray out here today. It's a little muggy. It feels like it's gonna rain, and it did try to rain. It started to sprinkle a tiny bit, but then it gave up. So, but it just feels like it's gonna rain, and it's kind of gray and dark out. But hello. So yeah, I hope everybody has had a good weekend. And hello, hi Wing Doggy. So, crazy weekend in the news. I just saw and tweeted another video. I'm not sure when it happened, but it's a video, another police video, surveillance video of another unarmed black guy being shot by the police while he's complying with the police. His car broke down, so he's standing on the side of the road. Hands are up. Police tell him hands, you know, which is weird. I mean, when your car breaks down, I've broken down. I've had police come up. You know, I've never had them come out with guns drawn just because I was on the side of the road. But anyhow, they're telling them, I guess they were scared or whatever because there was a black guy in the road, and it was Oklahoma. Sorry, Oklahoma, but anyhow, so the guy's slowly walking to his car, complying, leans against his car, and then they shoot him. And then he bleeds to death, and they find out he didn't do anything wrong. He just had a broken car. Anyhow, yeah, that's not good. That's not good at all. And and then oh, David Jones said his mother had to take his favorite sweater away from him while he was sleeping just to wash it. Yeah. So, and there was an explosion in New York. Somebody put some sort of explosive device, I think, in like some sort of trash can or something, and it exploded. A few people got hurt. Nobody, I don't think anybody was seriously hurt. Nobody was killed. But good job for the New York and New Jersey police, who were able to immediately identify the perpetrator and catch him. And so that's good. And they're calling the guy a terrorist, which he is, though I would say he's a domestic terrorist because he actually is American, though his family came from somewhere in the Middle East. Though, you know, anyone who's angry and disenfranchised can become a terrorist. We saw that the guy who blew up the stuff in Texas, I forget his name. But so, yeah, but of course, right now during election time, you hear some crazy reactions. I mean, everybody gets scared and crazy and wants to be protected. But yeah, so Donald Trump is calling for racial profiling. I think we already have enough racial profiling in this country. We're not supposed to have racial profiling because then you end up with, for instance, unarmed black men getting shot because police are scared or nervous, and if you're stopped and you're black, you might die. And that's what racial profiling turns into. And yeah, so this was one guy. Maybe he was inspired by the Al-Qaeda guys and whatever. Maybe he wasn't. I don't know. Maybe he got angry because they said he's a naturalized American, which means he was born to American parents or he came here. So anyhow, he is an American citizen. So I think they're calling for racial profiling and stuff like that, especially Donald Trump. That's really not the kind of country we want to have. And we're seeing shootings every day in the US, people doing crazy things. Some of them, most of them are Americans. And that's a problem. It's a problem that needs to be addressed. All these different gun shootings, but calling for racial profiling when Americans are doing bad stuff, that doesn't really go with what we stand for, or our Constitution. Everybody wants to be safe, obviously. We want this stuff to happen, but we have a very good, if you read the stuff I tweeted the other day about all the information that was put out when Edward Snowden released all these like secret files of the NSA, the National Security, you realize that they're already listening to your phone calls. They're already deep down into your privacy. they're already like collecting all kinds of data and all kinds of stuff. I think we've already got enough. They've and all of the different security agencies from around the world, England and all that, they're spying on each other. They're sharing information. There's a huge network of surveillance. It's already happening to here in America, around the world. Um, so they're pretty good at compiling information, and we've already given up so much of our privacy and security in the name of wanting to be safe. And I don't think it's a good idea to, especially for somebody who's wants to be the head, the commander in chief of our nation, to be like instantly that reactive and instantly calling for, you know, dissolution and going against our Constitution. I think that's a little too overreactive and quick to jump on something. So, anyhow. But anyhow, there's my editorial commentary. This is Motivational Monday, motivating you to do just enough to get by. Motivating you to be just good enough. Average is okay. Yeah, so some crazy stuff in the news. Yeah, and I'm already extremely concerned about the problem we're seeing across the U.S. with police misconduct and overreacting, where there's so many things with not just any black man stopped on the side of the road getting killed, but even times when, like, say the police are called because there's a family member who's having mental problems and is suicidal, and they're like, please come, my son is off of his meds and he's having mental problems and he's getting all agitated, and instead of coming and calming the situation, they end up killing him. And the family's like, why did I call the police? I called you for help, not to kill my crazy son. And stuff like that's happening all the time, and you're seeing, instead of de-escalating situations, and they're just immediately reacting and killing someone. So David Jones says, my average is better than most people's best. Just saying. So Wing Doggy says he's got a lot of information about police misconduct on his site. Yeah, so I'm already concerned about that, and concerned about, we want a police force that's safe, and you don't want to be afraid of the police or afraid of getting killed or not trusting the police. That turns into a really bad situation if you have a general public that can't trust the police and is afraid of the police. That's not good, because then the police can't do their job when they really need to, and you have people lashing out. We had that shooting in Texas where somebody shot up a bunch of police officers because they started to get very angry and crazy about what was going on. And some people have a very short road on crazy. So some that's longer and short. So so yeah. So in fact, I told you guys that two of the police officers that were involved with the arrest of my attacker were one was killed in that Texas shooting, and one was injured. So yeah, Wing Doggy said, yeah, I've seen videos where you know, or you've read stories you've read where like they've shot somebody with Down syndrome, um, a guy who was deaf, who's doing sign language, you know, deaf. He's like, hi, shot him because the police officer said he was making funny signs with his hand. Hello, it's called sign language. How could the police not know that? Like what? Hello. Or you see instances where somebody's having like a seizure or a heart attack where they can't move and they're having a medical emergency and they're tased or sprayed with spray stuff and because the police are saying put your hands up, get out of the car, and they're like and the police, you know, this is you, it makes me crazy to look at that. I can see how. So yeah, so so we've already got a lot of surveillance on all of America and our citizens. We've already got a overzealous and slightly out of control in some instances police force. So I don't think it's smart to be reactive when there's one explosion saying like, okay, we've got to lock everything down and have racial profiling and basically turn the country into a police state. We don't want that. We don't want a police state. We don't want to turn the country into some sort of yeah, that's exactly what we don't want in the land of the home of the free and the land of the brave. Yes, that sounds like pre-World War II Nazi Germany. We really don't want to go there. It's a slippery slope when you start going down there and saying, we have to take away all of your rights in order to be safe. And then you don't really, that's not really safe either. So, oh, and Sturgis Guy said he watched the director's cut of Das Boot on over the weekend, and he said it was the best World War II film he's ever seen. I've heard a lot of good stuff. I have never seen that movie, and that was, I think, one of the first movies by who's the guy that directed it? Sturgis Guy. Now I'm like blanking on his name now that I'm trying to say it, and he's a really well-known director. Boot and Swede, I'm not going to repeat any of your negativity. So, Wolfgang Peterson, Sturgis Guy says. Yeah, Das Boot is supposed to be one of the best movies around. I'm having trouble reading today. I'm having to put my glasses on. So, and Sturgis Guy said he got it at the thrift store for $3. Wow. Well, that was a very good deal. Boot and Swede. I don't want any of your negativity, Boot and Swede, and I prefer if you don't say all those things. They're not facts. And Linda says, when are you going to get an eye exam? I know. I was just thinking the same thing, Linda, because when I went last time, they said you had to wait. I had to wait till September to come in and get my. So it's September. So I need to get my butt over there. I need to make an appointment because it is September. And yeah, I need a new prescription because I can't read anything. And Tisa said, did you eat food? Tisa said, did you eat a hamburger? No, Tisa's. No, Tisa's. I didn't eat a hamburger because I did not get any contributions beyond Allura's $1 to my food fundraiser. Nobody. Allura gave me $1. That is not enough for a hamburger. My fundraising efforts have failed. My fundraising efforts have failed. In fact, I actually tweeted a link. I tweeted a link of, I think on Friday, I tweeted a link for like best burgers. Like it was one of those magazine things that like best burgers across the country. And it looks, oh, there were some beautiful pictures of amazing looking gourmet hamburgers all across the country in great restaurants. Yes. Oh, Sweetie was out of town and he didn't get back in time. Yeah, so I was just working all weekend. It was good. I slept a lot. You know, I realized I've been so, the last 2 months, like leading up to where I was supposed to have this trial, and then it got postponed, and then it finally, we just found out last week that it was, they took a plea deal. So I hadn't been sleeping for 2 months. I told you guys, I was going like entire nights, staying up for like 2 or 3 days at a time. So every like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I took like 2 naps a day. I slept at night. I took a nap at like lunchtime. I took a nap in the early evening. So I got a lot of sleep, which is probably good because I was feeling like, I mean, this was like purple under here. This was like real droopy. You know when you get really tired, start to look like a zombie. Tisa said he had a great pizza on Friday and was thinking of me. Tisa, you went and had pizza and thought of me and didn't even buy me any. Tisa, where's the love? No, and I tweeted an article about the importance of sleep because not sleeping is really bad for your body on a whole bunch of different levels. And even when you sleep, but you take sleep medication, it's still not the same because there's certain processes that happen in your brain and your body in the process in the sleep cycle, and that don't happen the same way or don't happen at all when it's kind of forced by a medication to sleep. And because your body does a lot of like repairing and getting rid of different toxins and stuff at night. Like there's all these things that happen. The body is so crazy and miraculous. But so all these different little disruptions and things that, you know, not sleeping or using medication to sleep, it gets in the way of what your body's supposed to be doing in your processes. So you're not just tired, you're also not getting those toxins released. And Wing Doggy says, yeah, Wing Doggy says he's personally had a lot of trouble with dishonest police, and he's posted information about it on his Facebook if anyone wants to read about it. And Jesus says, Jesus says he wants to hold me in his arms all night and take away my fears, but he doesn't want to buy me a pizza. Oh. Where's my, or a hamburger? Wait. Mm-hmm. That's right. Typical male. It's all about you. No, I'm teasing. Jesus is awesome. Linda says, do you eat hamburgers? Well, yes, Linda, I do, but only gourmet hamburgers. I don't like, yeah. I mean, I'm hungry, but I'm not desperate. I I really love the fancy gourmet hamburgers with all kinds of extra, caramelized onions and some Gruyere cheese and a little bit of endive or and they're made out of, gourmet grass-fed beef or something. Yeah. If you say like caramelized onions, bacon, fancy cheese, and fancy, healthy, like sirloin, grass-fed sirloin, yeah, okay, that'll work. Or maybe some blue cheese, some heirloom tomatoes, some basil, all those things. Yeah. Yeah, John McCain, the expensive hamburgers. That's why I am fundraising for a hamburger. Gourmet hamburgers. David Jones says we're only by not contributing to your feed a starving actress, go eat a hamburger fund. David Jones says he's only doing that to help me, to protect me from myself, to save me from indulging in overeating. Yes, and I don't like plain cheese pizza also. I like fancy pizza, gourmet pizza, with special gourmet dough and sauce and cheese and toppings. Allura says, well, la-di-da. Allura says she's just happy with the cheap cheese pizza that she's got in her freezer. Yes, I like all the toppings. Thank you, Boot Sweet. Allura says they're not cheap, they're Schwann's. Well, I am not familiar with Schwann's pizzas. So I can't comment on whether I like a Schwann's pizza or not. But sometimes food is expensive, but it's still cheap. Like it's more about the ingredients than the cost. Oh, David Jones says Schwann's delivers. Well, delivery is always good. So it's awesome now because the world has turned everything into delivery. The internet in the last 10 years, you can get everything delivered now. There's Amazon sites and grocery store sites where you can have all your groceries and fresh produce delivered. You can get food delivered. Even if your restaurant doesn't deliver itself, there's companies that will go to the restaurant of your choice and pick it up and deliver it to you. So, and pretty much anything you want to buy, clothing, shoes, machinery, products, whatever, you can get it delivered for you online. So yeah, which is really good for people who don't have a car or don't want to leave their house. You could have everything delivered. Jesus says, I got some special sauce. Oh, I did take a walk this weekend. I walked to the store and I had a different shirt on, but I had my little, I told you I'm like really obsessing over these little short alls. They're like short overalls. And okay, maybe it's more appropriate for a 12-year-old to be wearing these. So they're a little juvenile looking with my little t-shirt, and I had my sunglasses and a hat on and sneakers. And I think I must have looked like a teenage runaway because when I was walking to the store and it's like real sketchy looking guys, the kind of guys that you would imagine would be like making friends with teenage runaways. He's like, "Hey, how you doing? You got a light?" Yeah. See, with the hat and sunglasses and everything, he, yeah, I think I looked like a teenage runaway. Where are you going? Where are you from? John McCain says, try wearing it. Try wearing it without the t-shirt. Well, I tried that. It's a little more risque. But oh wow, Wing Doggy says he even has a video where he was broadcasting on video when somebody came into his house, broke into his house, and he has it. Wow. So, oh my goodness, it's already 5:51. Wow. Well, hopefully I've been able to motivate you to motivate you to be average, motivated you to do just enough. Forget about all these motivational speakers that are trying to get you to do your best. Why? Forget about them. They're not. All right. Tomorrow is terrible, tasty, terrific Tuesday, Trauma Tuesday. I'll be back to share some delicious traumas, some tasty traumas, some terrible tasting. Anyhow, so I want to thank you guys for coming to see me because you're awesome. Be back tomorrow at 5:15, and I was almost on time today. I was almost punctual. So, pretty terrible tasting Tuesday. Yes, we'll talk more about food and pizzas tomorrow. Yeah, Jesus, I'm calling you out. I'm calling you out to match or double Linda's contribution. Linda is quoted as saying, and I retweeted, best dollar she's ever spent. Yes, it's okay. You too, John McCain. All right. Bye. Love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Yeah, David Jones says, I've got loan sharks to pay. Double or nothing or you lose a finger. We're coming to collect one way or another. Taking a kidney. Bye, love you. Bye.